Today is Wednesday, and that means it's time for an update. And this update looks a little differently than you're used to seeing on Wednesday mornings. And the plain fact of the matter is that towards the end of each month, I've covered a lot of the month to month housing market data that's available to us. And I was realizing how many questions are raised day to day on what's going on with city and county infrastructure projects. I mean, what is the status of the Thornton Street overpass in Ferndale? What's going on with that State Street Bridge that I drive past every single day on my way home from work? So, I wanted to bring a quick infrastructure update and show some of the resources that are available anytime you're curious about city or county infrastructure and capital projects going on in our community. So, just a couple of quick updates that were available recently from the respective officials. The State Ellis Street Bridge is moving along in construction. It started last May, and it was originally projected to take about 8 months to complete. There were some delays on that project, and now they are looking at a March or April 2022 completion, and then we'll finally have that road back open and available for us to use. The Thornton Street overpass had an update just about a week ago or so. The soils on some embankments that they had to build up needed time to settle to the appropriate density before construction could continue in that specific area. And so while that soil has been settling, some of the other projects that have been completed are some wetlands mitigation, a stormwater pond construction, and utilities infrastructure has been going on by the various contractors while they're waiting for the soil to reach the appropriate strength and density for concrete to become a thing. So watch out for more updates on the Ferndale Thornton overpass project. Now, those are just two projects. Those are two that get talked about a lot. They're fairly visible, but I wanted to share a couple of places where you can see the status and learn about other projects that are happening in our community. And I won't go through every single one at this moment, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of places. And in future episodes of infrastructure updates, I will show you more of those resources that are available to us. So we have for Bellingham, this is a map of all the capital projects that are currently active in our city. Just the street projects is this whole list over here. And then we've got water projects, parks projects, there's an overview. And then miscellaneous projects is where the State Ellis Bridge replacement comes in. And then each one of these projects has their own info sheet with updates, what's going on, what the status is. So that's down here under more information, which opens up to this tab. We get our project overview, what the goal is of that project, some of the history of said project, and then they also include project details and then current project updates and status updates. And normally I get notified of these by following the City of Bellingham on Facebook, and then they link back to this resource page for more details. So always a great place to check out if you're curious on the status of any given project. And then as far as Ferndale, Ferndale also has a capital projects webpage on their website with current, future, and completed projects and all of those details. And so here's where we see the Thornton Street overpass, projections, details, what's currently happening, where the funding came from. And then this was one specific update, which happens to be the most recent one about stormwater and what's been going on the project most recently. So I definitely recommend, if you're curious about any city projects, to search the name of the city and then capital projects or roadwork projects or public works projects, just to see what's going on if you're curious about any particular area. And so that is today's infrastructure update, not a market update. And as always, we will see you next time.